Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy, Slate D Biggs for AnimeMCS. Today's video, I'm going to be covering the madness that happened in My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 270. But before we get into that, I'm going to go ahead and say I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. I got lots of anime and manga related content, and it's going to keep coming. And it would be really sick if you would DJ punch that fucking like button. Now, without any further ado, let's get into this chapter, because it's a doozy. By far, this is one of the most information-packed and impactful chapters we've had, and all the recent chapters have been awesome. Horikoshi has been on a roll, and I really hope whenever Studio Bones, if they're still handling the My Hero Academia anime, get to this portion, they pull it off right. Because I feel like the recent season of My Hero Academia was lacking a little bit. It didn't feel like moments that were very impactful in the manga weren't as impactful when you watch them in the anime. But that might also be because I've already seen what happened and I had time to sit down with it. Anyway, let's get into the chapter. So after DJ punching Dr. Ujiko, Present Mike begins to drag him away. He tells Xless to grab Shigaraki and orders the doctor to call the Nomu off. Present Mike runs off, dragging the doctor along. Xless, who is still behind, about to grab Shigaraki, realizes that there's a machine whirring off behind all of the tubes that escaped any kind of damage. Before he grabs Shigaraki, just to be safe, he decides he needs to take this machine out as well. Then we go over to the doctor and Present Mike. The doctor starts to monologue, and we all know this is bad news. His monologuing is halfway just like blathering. He's coming to the end, the fruition of all of his and One For All's plans. He starts to detail All For One, how he feels about him, how he met him, and even how they are still alive. Because it's revealed, 70 years ago, he was mocked and ridiculed for his theory on paranormal singularity. Nobody wanted to listen to him, due to the world being wrought by the appearance of quirks. Society crumbled. They had to find a new way to try and put everything together. And in the midst of all that, no one wanted to hear about more bad news. Similar to what's going on in the world now with COVID-19, ain't nobody in the United States got time for them fucking murder hornets. Go away. We don't want you here. So, if the doctor is the man that Present Mike is thinking of, that puts his age roughly around 120 years. The man that put forth the theory of paranormal singularity was thought of as a hack. He disappeared and he was assumed to be dead. His true age and quirk were revealed to us subtly chapters ago whenever they broke into the lab. Eraserhead gazed at the doctor and he lost his quirk. Momentarily, we saw the doctor turn into a bag of bones, pretty much. It's revealed that the doctor's quirk is called lifespan, I believe, and sacrificing a lot of his mobility, it allows him to spread his lifespan double the length, assumingly. Like, I don't think there's any way to look at his quirk and be like, oh, it doubles your life. That's exactly what it does. I mean, it'll extend his lifespan for God knows how long. I don't know if they could definitively say that it doubled it, but we'll just take whatever information they give us. It doubles it. Fuck it. It doubles it. In the midst of all that ridicule, the one person to believe the doctor and to support him was All For One. He sees All For One as sort of a deity, even going as far as to saying he was almost Buddha-like with his smile. He began to worship All For One and offered up his quirk to extend All For One's life, revealing how All For One is able to still be alive and kicking. So in the middle of doing all of this babbling, Present Mike is thinking to himself, For some reason, I got the feeling I'd rather not be touching this creep. The disgust I'm feeling is overwhelming my rage. I'm too close for comfort to something seriously revolting. This doctor is a monster. He even asks Present Mike, "Hey, you're friends with the dude that we made into Kurogiri, right? I mean, yeah, it's cool that we got Kurogiri, but we really wanted Erasure. We really wanted Eraserhead's quirk." It seems like maybe he's trying to throw Present Mike into a fit of rage. I don't really know why he had to say that. I guess just to dump more information on us. Very cool. As I already basically stated in this video, the quirk that All For One uses to extend his life is the same one the Doctor has. They actually developed a way to duplicate quirks, and the Doctor gave his quirk entirely to All For One, and then he was able to duplicate it and give it back to himself. So he doesn't have his original quirk, he has the duplicated version. And the same process was used on Shigaraki. All For One, currently, right now, has the duplicate of his original quirk. They gave his original quirk completely to Shigaraki in a way that I think is similar to how Kurogiri was turned into a Nomu. We don't know how that process happened because they say that they use the corpses of people to turn into Nomu. The high-end Nomu retain their consciousness, a lot of their personality kind of from when they're alive, and it's looking like one of the most advanced Nomu is also one of the oldest, Kurogiri. How did they make, like, we've seen the progression of them getting better and better at creating Nomu. If Kurogiri, who he was as a person, passed away 14 years ago and he was made then, how is he so developed? They must have worked on him when he was living. I think that the process that they used to make Kurogiri into a Nomu is similar to what they just did with Shigaraki. So with this way that they are able to duplicate quirks, they can take quirks from people and duplicate them and put them into Nomu without killing the person, which explains why we've seen the muscle augmentation that was used by, what's his name, just Muscle? I don't remember. That dude that Deku fought during the training camp arc. So Shigaraki has All For One's quirk, and the process that he was in was 75% complete. I think that means that he has basically 3/4 of All For One's original power at peak condition. This is going to be insane, because the end of the chapter, we basically see Shigaraki wake up. But before that happens, we get a crazy dream sequence. This dream sequence looks like animated. It could be one of the most amazing, vivid things, and I really hope they don't mess it up, because he's walking through a broken, fragmented version of the world. There's hands everywhere. His family appears before him, and he reverts back to his boyhood form when he's talking to his sister and his mother. His mother's saying, "Oh, you're rubbing your eyes so much, you're gonna mess them up." And then his father appears. His father begins to yell and reprimand him for sneaking into his office. And Shigaraki ain't putting up with no shit. He takes his dad out, he disintegrates him, and then All For One appears in front of him. All For One tells him to come here. I'm assuming when he gets to All For One, he's going to wake up, because he proceeds to approach All For One, and his family appears behind him, holding him in the exact places where we see the hands that he's worn the whole series on him. And in this dream sequence, it is confirmed that the hand that is on top of his head does belong to Nana Shimura. His grandmother, All Might's teacher, the seventh holder of One for All. Shigaraki exclaims, "Do not reject who I am," and his family disintegrates behind him. The last thing we see is Nana Shimura's face as they disappear, and he approaches All for One. He then begins to writhe on the ground and convulse. He is waking up. R.I.P. to X-Less. It was a good run. I'm pretty sure that dude's done for. And because of the innate connection between One for All and All for One, Deku can sense this happening. He says he's coming. He knows. Shigaraki is definitely going to be up next chapter, and we're about to see some true insanity. Even though I'd really like to see what's happening on the other front of the battlefield, please focus on this. I need to see Shigaraki wake up. I need to see this insanity that is about to happen. So that's the breakdown of the chapter. I thought it was really symbolic, actually seeing his family holding him back from who he was, and that's what his past represents to him. He is becoming himself. He's not just a puppet for All for One. He's not just a puppet for the Doctor. He's doing everything of his own accord, and he's not just a edgy, angry emo kid. He is a full-blown monster. Thank you for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought this chapter was really awesome. Stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace out, y'all.